Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of a new season of Coffee and Chat with Sue. And it's a pretty new platform for me. So, hoping all the tech works and we'll just be experimenting, right? And see how it goes. I think you can. Yes, I can see people. I can see you can comment. I can see their lives. So, yeah, this is exciting. Let's see where this goes. So, yes, this is kind of a quick decision, but also kind of not a quick decision. It was perfectly timed because I have been away for a while. I have been doing my own self-work, my own self-reflection, my own realignment of who I am, what I want, etc. And I felt the need to get back into talking a little bit about dogs in some way, but I wasn't sure how. And then a post popped up, a memory post, a reminder post, a memory on Facebook popped up and reminded me yesterday, 30th of June, was Charlie's Gotcha Day. 12 years yesterday, we brought Charlie home. And I just thought this is the perfect timing. This is my signal to reignite the chats with Sue, and it's going to be particularly focused around our dogs, obviously, but ourselves as well, right? The life lessons that have come through that. So similar to what we've done before, but this time from a new mindset, from a new place, from a new level of understanding about myself and about dogs. And so let's see where this goes. I'm just delighted to be back in this chair doing this again, and I hope that anyone listening in will enjoy it and gain something from it too. So today it's a quick overview. I'll go deeper into more of the points as we go along with the episodes every Tuesday, same time. But starting off with just an overview of the insights of these 12 years, because I really have had time to reflect on the 12 years that we've had Charlie. He will be 13, going on 13 this summer. So we got him when he was close to a year old. And wow, what a journey it's been, as many of you know. I won't be going into the details of that today. The insights. So I'm going to go through them fairly quickly. I don't want to keep you long. And I just hope that in some way they speak to you, in some way they resonate, in some way they open you to think about things differently. So in hindsight is always a good thing, right? What I recognized is that, in hindsight, when you do reflections, when you're looking back over 12 years, you can see the bigger picture. You can see how all the puzzle pieces fit together. You can see, the lessons that you learned and how you went through them. And you can see that it's all perfect. It's all perfect exactly as it should be. But I know in my bones that when you're in it, when you're in those early stages of frustration and early stages of realization that this is not the dog that you expected or not the dog that you wanted, or suddenly, there's a personality clash, or suddenly it starts to bubble up and your dreams start to crumble, as it were, when you bring that special dog home. When you're in it, it's real. It's very real, and it doesn't feel like there's any way out, right? And the insights do come in hindsight. But so what I want you to realize, and this goes through all stages, not just at the beginning, it's every single stage. Just remind yourself that there will be a time when you will look back on this and see the lessons, see the wholeness of this picture. All right. So even when you're in it, just remember that you will have another perspective at a later time, and it's all perfect, all perfect. The second one is the pain and the suffering is just as much ours as it is theirs. So when we set out to support our dogs, to help them, we want to see them happy, healthy, fit, calm, all of those things. Yes, it comes from a place of nurture. We want to see them live a happy life. We want to give them the best life we can. But it also comes from ourselves. We want to feel good. We want to feel calm, connected, happy. Everything is good and rosy. right? So it's just as much ours. And the sooner we recognize that, the better, because it's a journey, a healing journey that we can do alongside each other. If we're only just trying to focus on fixing the dog, seeing them as the problem for me not being happy or me not being content or our life not being the way we want it to be, is that we're focusing on the dog as being the problem. And we think as soon as the dog is fixed, as soon as the problem goes away, as soon as my dog can handle life and blah, 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 everything will be rosy. That is an untruth. That is not true. You're in it together. It's both your feelings and understandings and perceptions about the situation and the dog, right? You're both in this together, and you both need to do the journey together. The healing journey, the awareness journey, the self-reflection journey comes together, right? So the pain and suffering that you think your dog is undergoing is just as much yours as it is theirs. Judgment. Judgment is huge when it comes to recognizing the situation that we're in, right? All our beliefs are challenged. All the patterning of social acceptance, social doing it the right way, being rewarded for good behavior, being the perfect mum, being the perfect daughter, the perfect wife, the perfect whatever. That is all conditioning that we pass on to our dogs as well. So we expect our dogs to be that good dog, that good girl, that good boy, that toes the line, that looks the part, that plays the part, that does whatever, because deep down, that's our social programming. And so we are just putting that social programming onto our dogs as well and expecting them to abide by the social norms of humanity. And they are not human. They are canine, and they have their own way of perceiving the world, the way of living the world, the way of expressing in the world, which is a lot more authentic than ours. And yet this judgment, this fear of judgment from others, and the fear of getting it right, and judging others for not doing it the way we think it should be, or the way we are socially programmed to the way it should be, is massive. So the sooner we learn the lessons around judgment of others and judgment of others and judgment that we receive because of our dog not being good or right or blah, 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 fill in the blank, is something we have to address. Till we address all of that, it's going to be a hard, rocky road, because we will never get it right, because it will never fit into that box of social conditioning that we have been brought up with. Control and micromanagement. This has been my biggest lesson always. I'm a, what do you call it? Yes, a reformed chronic control freak. And still learning about it. And control for me is something that we believe if we can control the situation, we can control the environment, we can control the dog, we can control ourselves, we can control others, that everything will be safe and life will be hunky-dory. Let me tell you, that is a false sense of security, and it's impossible to keep it up. It is impossible to provide safety for our dogs and for their world to appear in the whole time. It's impossible. It takes a huge amount of energy from us, and it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to do that. We have to let go of that control. We have to allow that our dogs to have their own experience, to make mistakes, to have their own experiences in life, to be able to make choices from them for themselves, instead of us always micromanaging and taking control for them. We think it's a good thing, but it's not. It's taking away their sovereignty. It's taking away their learning process. It's taking away their life lessons. And it's not allowing them to grow into their full potential, as it were. So the sooner we learn that it's a false sense of security, and that we need to step back from that, and allow our dogs to have that experience themselves within perimeters, and of course within certain safety guidelines, as far as the rest of the world is concerned, keeping others safe. there is still time where we have to let go of that control and say, it's your experience, it's your life. You get to live it, you get to experience. I'm here to support you and to guide you and to be there to pick up the pieces sometimes when it doesn't work out. As we should. I'll give you a perfect example of a couple of days ago. We were down on our river walk and Charlie was doing his usual thing. And he's going to be 13 this year. He's not a spring chicken anymore, but he still forgets that he is and still likes to do crazy, silly things. And one of them is run up and down the bank of the river. So he goes down to the river. Sometimes I go down and play with him and sometimes I don't. I continue on the walk. And I used to wait for him and, call him up and get him. But he loves that. He loves, dashing up and down the bank. And, he's not the oldest. He's got arthritis. And I could stop it and I could control it. I could do whatever. But it brings him such joy. So I let it unfold the way it should be. And a couple of days ago, he came running up and he rushed into a thicket of bramble. And he just rushed headlong, thinking he was, invincible, as he always has thought he is. Rushed through it, and he came up and he had nicked his nose. I heard a yelp, and I heard a sort of a, and he quietly found his way another way around, came quietly up the bank to me and had cut his nose and it was bleeding. And I was there to tend to the bleeding, to give him a bit of love and support. But that was it. I allowed that experience to happen. And that is difficult. It's the same as letting our kids, fall down and pick themselves up and get going again. It's their experience. And the more we prevent our dogs from having the experiences in life, the less they are going to be confident, understanding their own limits instead of us putting those limitations on them. So a very simple example, but that's the kind of thing that I used to control a lot. And now I allow my dogs to have their experience. I'm there to pick up the pieces if it goes wrong or encourage them and delight in them when their experiences go as planned, but allowing them all ages to do what they, their own sovereignty. Seeking the magic pill, right? So we go on this journey to seek the thing, the training method, the modality, the whatever, in order that this is going to be it. This one is going to be, this has got to be it. This has got to be the solution. If this works, then all my problems go away. So many of us have tried many different things. And the sooner again we realize that there is no magic pill. The dogs do not need to be fixed. They need to be understood. They need to be accepted for who they are. And we as a team need to grow in a relationship together, right? And that takes effort. It takes time. It takes ups and downs and ins and outs. And yes, all the little methodologies and concepts and all sorts of things that we learn along the way are valuable because we will not only learn to apply them in situations that are needed with our dogs, but they could be skills that we learn for ourselves and for our families and for other situations in our lives. So nothing is lost when we're seeking and trying all these different concepts, modalities, whatever it is. But just know that there's no quick fix and all roads lead to all roads lead to Rome, which means there is always a way. You will find your path with your dogs as long as you're open to having that curiosity and where is this leading us and what can we learn and how can we do it. That's going to be it. You're going to find your way together. It will happen and it will happen in its own time. But you've got to be open to that and drop the idea that there's one thing out there that you need or just another thing that you need, because if that works, then your problems are resolved. It's just not the truth. No such thing. The dogs don't need to be fixed. They need to be understood. You need to understand yourself too. And you need to grow in a relationship with them. And any relationship it takes time. It takes effort. It takes understanding on both parts. It's a give and take. It's a cooperation. It's a partnership, right? And so just remember to enjoy that exploration. I've covered allowing the others their experience. there are no shortcuts. It sort of builds on from to the last one where I say there are no shortcuts. There are no, it takes as long as it takes, right? And yes, we can learn from others. And I think this is one of the things where I almost lost faith in myself as a dog trainer because I couldn't get people the results that they wanted to or that they expected to in the time frame that they wished for, etc. And it can be very disheartening as a professional to be offering a service that not necessarily that it's going to get the person or the dog the results that they're looking for. Um, there are no shortcuts. We all have to have our experience, and it's all going to look differently for each one of us. And the sooner we realize, especially I'm speaking to those of you out there who are also dog professionals, is know that you can be just a seed and just a part of that journey. You're just one piece in the puzzle for that person and that dog. You don't need to be the whole solution. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to share your knowledge and be open to listening and understanding and supporting the best you can. And just know that you are making a difference, however small it is. You don't have to be the whole solution. Life stages. Life happens in stages, and the sooner we realize this as well, right? We have puppies, we kind of think we have puppyhood, we have adolescence, then we have adulthood, and everything's fine. And just like ourselves, there are nuances in those phases, right? So yes, our dogs have their developmental stages as well. But look if I look now back at being, 57 years old now this year, it's like looking back and saying, wow, what have I done in the last 10 years? I have completely changed. My perspectives have changed. My experiences are different of everything. My relationships have changed. And it's the same for our dogs. They're going to go through these cycles, these changes. They're all natural. They're all meant to happen. And again, the more we embrace every stage, every phase, every part of the cycle and see it, just watch it unfold, watch that change taking place naturally. It's a beautiful thing. So just remember that, whole life is a journey of phases and cycles, and they're all beautiful. Just remember that when you feel down and you're in the dip of one cycle, just remember it's always a cycle. It will always get better again, and always go through waves. No one's coming to rescue you. You got to do this yourself. So many times we put the responsibility on others to make it right for us or to find the solutions. I know we don't mean this intentionally, but we do. We put a lot of responsibility on other professionals, etc., our vets, our behaviorists, our trainers. You tell me what's wrong. You fix my dog. You make them better again. And it really is, no one's coming to save you. You have got to go with the flow. You've got to do your part of it, right? Take the responsibility for yourself, for your own well-being, for your own mental health, for your own emotional health, for your own nervous system regulation, because you have to be the one who's going to go through those ups and downs with yourself and with your dog. And so the sooner we realize that it's our responsibility, nobody out there has a responsibility to save us, my dog or myself, that we have a responsibility to ourselves to perceive, to understand, and to open to the journey as it comes and as it goes. And lastly, find your tribe. Without the support of like-minded individuals, without the support of those who will not judge you, those who will be open to listening, be open to understanding, not necessarily needing to get advice, but somebody who can hear you, to realize that you're not alone in this journey, that people are suffering, whether it's through a relationship with their dogs, through a relationship with their parents, their siblings, their family, their spouses, their children, whatever it is, all relationship dynamics. Every single person, every single human on this planet is going through some kind of evolution in their understanding of themselves and how they relate to others and how they relate to the world. And the sooner we have compassion for ourselves and for others, the better. And so finding people who are doing that, who are open to seeing that, and who are open to understanding this evolution process that we go through, this journey of life together, and who embrace that, that's going to be your tribe. That's who's going to be your tribe, who you can look to for support when you need it. So find your tribe. It's so, so important. So that's it from me. I'm 20 minutes. I said 15, but I will keep it as short as possible. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for those who are watching live. Thank you for those who watch the replay later. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments. And as I said, it's great to be back. Look forward to chatting more. And we're going to be talking about real stuff, like real experiences in life where things happen, where we fall down, where real life doesn't always go as planned, right? And what that means, how we can get through it, how we can pick ourselves up, how we can understand it from our dog's point of view, all these kind of things. We're going to talk real life situations, and yes, some holistic tools along the way to keep us grounded and our nervous systems regulated and our own evolution process alongside our dogs. So thanks again for being here, and I will see you next Tuesday, same place, same time. Bye for now.